What if Galaxy AI could turn your to-dos into to-dos? Unlock everyday simplicity with the AI-integrated Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra at Best Buy. Pre-order now at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
Fortune's Wheel, a podcast history of the late Middle Ages. I'm your host, Jonathan. This is Episode 0, a brief introduction. Have you ever wondered about that time period between the end of the Roman Empire and the year Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue? To the modern student, it seems like there wasn't much happening in the intervening centuries, and in fact, many people today probably have no idea just how many centuries there were in between these two times. This podcast is devoted to changing that, adjusting the modern mind to have a fuller idea of what actually made the world we know today. We will seek to understand the events that led to what we know of as quote-unquote modern history, and we will do this through inquiry. Questions will drive each episode or series of episodes, and a semi-narrative structure will be the vehicle. What kinds of questions will we be answering here? Well, the Vikings made it to... Wait, no, that can't be right. North Carolina? Seriously? What pushed Christopher Columbus to venture westward unlike his predecessors? What was the Mediterranean world like that set up the necessity of seeking new trade routes to the Far East? Was Europe a wholly Christian continent from the fall of the Roman Empire to the Spanish conquistadors bringing it to the New World? What is scholasticism anyway? How did the Polish-Lithuanian alliance affect European geopolitics? Who were the Kievan Rus? Okay, wait. There were Vikings in the royal court of the Byzantine Empire? What effect did Muslims play in conserving classical works during the Christian intellectual purge that was the Dark Ages? Who were the major thinkers throughout these centuries, and how did they impact prevailing thought? Where was the first university established? Did the Mongols really accelerate the Black Plague? Okay, who was King John, and what was his role in the awakening of individual freedoms and people taking significant steps toward what would become known as English common law? Is the current royal family in England of Viking descent? How did architecture change throughout the last half of the Middle Ages? Sicily? Really? There was a Viking kingdom in Sicily? See, these are but a sampling of the questions that will be answered over the course of this podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan LaRosa, and I thrive on figuring out and researching and studying why things are the way they are, as well as learning historical trends so that I may possibly have an idea of what's coming next for us today. See, this is my second podcasting adventure, and I hope you join me each week to hear a new story from the forgotten pages of our shared history. The more downloads we receive, the more content I'm able to push out to you. You can find Fortune's Wheel on most podcasting sites such as iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher, as well as on our social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you like what you hear and find this information valuable, please share each episode on your chosen social media and write and post a review on iTunes. It really goes a long way. These first few episodes are a work in progress, I have to admit, so I ask your patience as I learn how to take the reins of my own solo podcast. But I'm really excited about telling the story as I find the information indispensable to understand the world in which we live today. Thank you for listening and sharing this podcast, and I look forward to sharing the expansive and exciting story of the late Middle Ages. Until next week.